Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit, and I am Lord of the Legendaries, of course. Briefly. Alright, I can't see this going on for too long. It's already a bit of a struggle. I've been considering ways to elongate the series if necessary, but I really don't mind just kind of cutting it off once I've hit the ceiling with this deck. But I think you could maybe give the deck a little bit more viability by tossing out a couple of cards and maybe going like 24 legendaries or whatever. But right now, it's just for funsies. So we're going to keep doing the funsies and see how it goes. You might be asking why I haven't switched over to Pally yet. Well, funnily enough, I don't have the legendaries for Paladin, and I actually don't have the dust to get it. Not even close. So I could sink another $50 into packs, which would give me enough dust. Or I could not do that and stick with what I currently have. I'm still thinking Paladin is the best for this setup, though, just because of that Tinkmaster Overspark combo and the reliability of the other cards. Okay. Let's toss the Faceless. We don't need that until later. It's not the worst thing ever, but the problem is that if you play on turn 5, what are you realistically going to have out that really justifies cloning? Not much. Like, the best you could probably expect with it would be a King Muckler, and then that's a 5/5 for 5, which is not that great. Tinkmaster Overspark we will keep, because we can go for the standard combo there. I think I'm going to keep a hold of Hogger, just because he's one of my only taunts. So, there we go. That's a bit better. It's not great, because if I'm going for the combo, then I can't really play Nat Pagel there, but it's fine. I can play him a little later. And that'll basically give me a turn 4 before I play my Sylvanas on turn 5, so it's not a bad opening. He's going to coin, though, so it may not be possible for me to do what I want to do. Playing an Argent Protector without buffing it. Well, funnily enough, in this one instance, that's actually a good idea. Usually it is not. Alright, I'm going to give him something to shoot at. That Pagel comes out. There we go. And we get a card. It's funny, I don't recall ever playing that Pagel without getting a card on the first turn that I played him. There's weird logic with it. I mean, it's obviously just luck. It's the same as saying, oh, well, all Tinkmasters pulling out a Devil Swords. I could Devil Saw Nat Pagel. In fact, I'm actually very tempted to do so if he does significant damage to him. Oh, looks like he's going to Blessing of Might and kill him. Okay, right, well, that's a thing. Oh, super buffs. Alright, well, now we're going to use Tinkmaster on you then. So, he just used 2 cards. Even if I turn him into a 5/5, it's still not too bad. I'm hoping to turn him into a squirrel. So, let's toss the coin. Go, squirrel! Yes! See? You see how cool that was? So, that's value right there. He used 2 cards, in fact, 3 cards to kill my 1, and now it's a 1/1. So, unless he wants to keep buffing up that squirrel, which he might do out of spite, then that's actually a good play for me. If it had become a 5/5, that might have been a little bit more difficult. Well, he buffed the squirrel and used it to kill Tinkmaster. What a knobber! How dare you? Good play, though. That was absolutely the right call in that situation. So, I have a significant card advantage and I haven't actually taken any damage yet, so that's pretty good. We're going to be going for Sylvanas next turn, most likely. There's no real point in playing Leroy to kill a 2/2 and then have the whelps stay out. That doesn't make any sense. So, we're not going to do that. Leroy is basically a fireball, but worse. Yeah, that's the way to treat him. If you've got a taunt up, you can use him. Aside from that, you can't. So, if I can get Hogger up, I'll play Leroy behind him maybe on turn 7, but we'll see how this goes. Alright. Okay, that's a bit of a surprising move. I'm very happy that he did that. Obviously, it gets him a card, but he used all of his mana this turn, and he's got no threats on the board, which means that Sylvanas Windrunner is on the way, and we could even get a second one now that'll go Faceless Manipulator. Not that we need it, but it's nice to have out. So if he's used quite a lot of buffs and direct removal already, he should have really kept a hold of that hammer, because he could have used it on my Sylvanas and then knocked my Sylvanas out with the Raid Leader, and then that wouldn't have worked out. Is it not the best play to have when there's only 1 creature on the board? It's not ideal. He may just decide to run the Raid Leader into it anyway, but unless he has another Hammer of Wrath, it doesn't matter, because he's not going to have a way of killing this. Unless he has a charge. He's not going to have an Argent Commander, because he's only got 5 mana, so it would be something like a Stormwind Knight, which is actually not enough. So, yeah, it would be totally fine. I think Sylvanas is good right now. Actually, very, very good. It'll be better if he plays another creature. Is he going to go buff again? Alright, okay. Alright. Well, this is a... You would be... What are you doing? Did you... I assume he's attacking me. He's got to be attacking me. I was going to say, that would make you a crazy person. Okay. Good. Well, not good. I mean, I'd prefer that, obviously, we didn't do that, but... You know, funnily enough, in this situation, grabbing that 6/6 raid leader is actually not bad. But I really want some taunt out. I don't know. No, actually, I don't, do I? In the current situation... No, I still want some taunt out, because he can hit me for another 6, and I can't necessarily keep taking hits like that. Taunting that would be pretty cool. We're getting... But... I think we'll have to Hogger. I think that's really the only way to do it. I can't really keep taking hits from him there. I was thinking of doing Faceless Manipulator on him. No, I think we should do that. Yeah, we should. I mean, that's a 6/6 raid leader, heavily buffed, with a Divine Shield. That's better than Hogger right now. Even if it isn't a taunt, because look at that, we now get a 6/6 here. And here's the thing. I could now suicide Sylvanas into that raid leader and get that other raid leader. See what I'm talking about? Yeah. This is the play. 2 buffed up raid leaders. Take control of a random enemy minion. I absolutely will. Thank you very much. Yoink! That's what I'm talking about. Suddenly, things are not looking so rosy for our pally friend. He may have regretted using all of those buffs. Okay, now I have board control. I need Black Knight. Give me Black Knight. I actually don't need Black Knight at all. I get it anyway! Beautiful. I'm not going to use it, though. I'm going to wait, because he may play a more powerful taunt later. So I'm going to just knock him over with the raid leader and the Divine Shield, which is so easy. And, oh, I'm tempted to Leroy. This is not a terrible time for it. If I can knock out... Leroy would be pretty good here. But he would be vulnerable to Consecrate. Yeah, let's not risk Leroy. Let's go with the safer option. We can play Leroy after Hogger next turn if things keep going this way, so there we go. I was thinking of playing Leroy, then using the 7/6 to knock out the 1/1 whelp, but that seems like a really inefficient use of the 7/6, so I'm thinking that maybe that's not the best idea. Next turn, we actually have Alec here. With those buffs, would actually be monstrous in this situation. He dies next turn unless he does something pretty major. Well, he just experienced the might of what was basically a turn 6 mind control. Ouch. It's painful, really, isn't it? I think he just lost. Yeah, he's in serious trouble. Okay. What's the best I can do to him? Probably Alakia. Alakia will do 10 in this situation, whereas Leroy would only do 8. So Alakia is a better play. Blessing of Might coming out. That's not going to help you in any way. It's not a taunt, so it wouldn't help him anyway. I think he's absolutely dead. So yeah, 6, 10, 14, yeah, 24, Alakia, Beast Mode charge. In it comes. In it comes. Yeah, so I guess we've just demonstrated the problem with buffs. Is that 30 damage I just had on the field there? Close enough. Close enough. Whoa, bonus stars. Wow. Winning streak, okay. Many of the bonus stars. Rank 20 and 3 stars. Very cool. Well, that did not work out so well for him. That was a bad idea. The last thing he wanted to be doing in that situation was buffing up his own creature and not killing Sylvanas. I mean, even if he did kill Sylvanas, it didn't matter because I would have stolen the creature anyway. I guess Sylvanas in that position was really a tough play for him to deal with, but the weird thing was him tossing out that Hammer of Wrath at a totem. That, I think, was his biggest mistake. If he'd held on to that, he would have had a way better chance at dealing with Sylvanas. Alright. Warrior, I've got turn 2 Millhouse Mana Storm. It's a pretty decent card to play against a warrior. Harrison Jones, it's a warrior. I'm keeping that in my bloody hand. Holy crap. Okay. So, turn 2 Millhouse. Not too bad. There's not a huge amount of warrior can really do with spells that would do an awful lot of damage. So it's not like it's a mage that you're playing Millhouse against. So, in my opinion, it's a fair play. Blood Mage Thalnos available as well, so I can't think of any unique situation where I wouldn't do that. I'll just go for Millhouse instead of Blood Mage, but at least I have a turn 3 play that isn't a totem. Coin coming out. Armani Berserker. Alright, so Millhouse is definitely the play here. There's a bit of a risk associated with it, but we're going to take it. Millhouse Mana Storm turn 2, 4/4, which obviously knocks that over straight away. What kind of cards could he have here that would really help him? Not many. Not huge amount. Cruel Taskmaster comes out. That actually enrages it and makes it a 7/2, which is bad news, but he can use that to kill Millhouse. Now he's going straight for me. Okay. Well, never mind then. If he had Rampage, he would have used that already, so... Okay. That was a tad irritating. But never mind. So I took significant damage already. That's one of those really nasty early game plays. Well, I'll use Millhouse to kill him off. I mean, that's just going to be the way of it. But I have taken 7 damage already, which is really nasty. I think the only thing I could really do here safely is Lorewalker Cho. Blood Mage Thalmos I could play, but it's kind of a waste. So there we go. We're going to knock him out. Absolutely. Can't let him do any more damage. It's a good play. You know, it's if you go second, that's really ideal. You know, that turn 1 Armani into turn 2 Cruel Taskmaster is a really good combination. Okay, still hanging on to Harrison Jones. Lorewalker Cho is out, so if he's thinking about buffs or spells, then he might want to be careful. Bloodsail Raider coming out without a weapon. Definitely not ideal for him, but it looks like he is going to keep pressuring me, and I don't blame him. That's a pretty good idea. So, we're going to go Totemic Call and probably Blood Mage Thalmos here. I don't really see any other way to go, but I'm going to take another 4 damage, and I don't really have any potential to do anything. So that's not too great. Turn 5 is Harrison Jones, but he hasn't played a weapon yet, so that's not really going to be helpful. Oh, geez. This is a full-on rushdown by the looks of it. Takes out Cho. He shouldn't have any spells. He might have an Inner Rage, but no, he's just going to knock that out. And he's going straight for me. Not killing Blood Mage Thalmos. I mean, that's probably a decent idea. Okay, I don't want to play Harrison Jones, but I might have to. I can wait next turn and go for the Beast, but... This is messy regardless. I think maybe let's sacrifice Blood Mage Thalmos first and see if we can get a card out of it before we make a decision. I don't want to play Harrison Jones. I really don't. So, who should we weaken? Probably him. There we go. Ah, it gets me Leroy. Okay, which is not that useful. I can take out the 4/2 with my Leroy, but then that leaves him with 2 whelps. So it does get rid of a threat, but it's definitely not an efficient use of a card. The thing is, I don't think I have the luxury to make an efficient use of this card. So, I think we will Leroy to take down the Corcoran. That's going to be the way that it goes. There we go. Okay, so at least it reduces a little bit of the damage coming out. Not a huge amount. It gets rid of a 4/2 and replaces it with 2 1/1. So it's reducing damage by 1. Alright. Arathi Weaponsmith. I'm just going to get beaten down here, I think. I don't see any real way out of it. Even if I play something like the Beast or Cairn Bloodhoof, it doesn't really make too much of a difference because I'm dead next turn. So that's that. Best I can do is Harrison Jones, and that won't save me. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm dead. GG. Well, I'm not technically dead. I could play a totem and maybe survive another turn, but I'm dead. So, whatever. Alright, that happened. Very early rushdown. It's to be expected. And I lost the star, which is even worse. And now we're getting into a position where things can become a problem. Alright. This is the biggest vulnerability of that deck. If you get rushed down early, you're dead. There's no way out of it, really. Unless you go second and you get Muckler out, or you get the... it's not Mechatalk, is it? I keep forgetting who it is. The Overspark combo with the Devil Sword for 5/5. You don't really have much punching power. If he hadn't been able to buff up that Armani, then maybe I could have made that work with the Millhouse, because I would have gained board control, but he did. So, that's a moot point. Ooh, cool. Lorewalker Cho and a turn second play. We're going to keep Murkai because he's an earlier play and we're starving for those. So, not great. I'm not happy with the Malagos. That's not really going to help me, but never mind. We get to go turn 1 Cho, which against a Pally is mildly useful. I mean, it's a case of if he tries any of his shenanigans with early buffs, then Lorewalker Cho is there to steal them, which gives me a little bit of an edge. Okay. So, Coin Cho. Let's see what he comes up with. Also, early Paladin creatures like, say, this are going to take a long time to beat down Lorewalker Cho, so it's not really a problem. So he brings out a 1/1, and that basically doesn't do anything. So we can go for a Totem next turn. We could either hope for a Flame Tongue, not a Flame Tongue, sorry, a Searing, or a... Ah, Sylvanas, very nice. Or a Taunting Totem. And we get a healing, which is actually great in this situation as well. Because if he tries to buff down... to blast down Lord Walker Cho, then Lord Walker Cho is going to get healed up again. Not too bad. Cool. Good start, I think. Let's see what he plays. Elven Archer. Alright, so he uses that to take that out. Okay, that's fair. Good use of the Elven Archer, I suppose. But there's a lot of these little recruits coming out. I don't like that. Don't really have too many ways to get rid of them. Turn 3, unless I get a Muckler, is going to be an absolute non... Yeah, nothing's going to happen. Okay, so we play another Totem, and that's really about it. Another Healing Totem. Okay, so that's going to get beaten down, but I guess at least it's a Bullet Magnet for the moment. And Cho's not dead yet. I wonder if he's just building up the forces to kill Cho. But he'd need to do a bit of damage or buff in order to kill Cho this turn. And if he ignores the Healing Totem, then Cho gets healed up again. And then I've got Murkai, who is going to be very good at knocking down those 1/1s and those little weenies. Which kind of is all he's doing right now. Which I wonder what exactly he has in his hand. Okay, so he takes down the Healing Totem. And he's actually punching me and not Cho. Alright, fine. I wonder if he's thinking, oh, I'm just going to wait for him to cast spells. Like, well, sucks to be you, I don't have any. Oh, Murkai is out. Let's start knocking people down. Doesn't matter who I knock down here, really. Okay, so now he doesn't, again, have the damage potential to kill Lord Walker Cho. So that's fine. Turn 5 is going to give me Sylvanas, but that's a... It's not a good play if he's going to keep playing these little weenies. Now it is because of that taunt that just came up. So that's okay. Now he's probably just going to ignore my Murk. I don't know, he can kill my Murkai, but it'll cost him 3 of his initiates. I know they're not cards, but they're still creatures. I do have Black Knight, which is pretty cool. Sylvanas might be a play, though, I think. Ooh, King Muckler. I don't know about that. Actually, yeah, I do know about that. Okay, the strategy is this. Or is it? I was thinking we play King Muckler. Yes, because 1, we get banana synergy. Yeah, I know. And 2, if he overly buffs the Black Knight, if he overly buffs his Fen Creeper, then I can use the Black Knight to kill that overly buffed Fen Creeper, and that will be better value to me. So, this kind of works. It does mean that if he uses his bananas, which he probably will, to kill Muckler off, then... Hey, that's not too good, but Black Knight comes out and smacks that, and then I'm in a pretty good spot. So, let's see if he goes for the banana strategy. The other way he could do it is to kill Cho instead, but I can only imagine he'd want to kill a 5/5. Oh, only 1 banana, okay. Well, I get bananas, but I assume he's got to kill Cho with that now, surely. Like, that would be the most sensible thing he can do. Yeah, go on, kill Cho. You know you want to. That's the right move for you. No, don't kill a Healing Totem. There you go. Okay, so that's now a 4/7, which means that Black Knight is going to laugh at it, and Muckler is going to... I was going to say Muckler's going to get banana buffed here, but honestly, I can afford to lose Muckler at this point. Yeah, so we're definitely going to Black Knight the 4/7. That seems like the best way to go. And then we just run Muckler into that. That leaves us with the Black Knight and a Healing Totem on the board. The only other thing I was thinking of is maybe banana that so he survives the hit, but then that leaves me with only Sylvanas Windrunner and then 2 creatures on the board that could potentially kill her. So that doesn't seem like a very good idea. It seems okay, come to think of it, because you get that random control thing going on, but I can't imagine he's going to let me do that. So we're going to go with the original strategy, that being Black Knight to knock out the 4/7 and then trade Muckler for that, which leaves us with a board advantage. And it also leaves him with no creatures on the board he can use his last banana on. So there you go. Plus, he's a paladin, so buff heavy. Gotta watch out for the possibility of kings coming down on that 5/4. Lord of the Arena. Well, it's like mistakes may have been made. I just blew up 1 taunt. It turns out he has a hell of a lot more of them. But I do have Sylvanas. Shame I can't give Sylvanas charge. Other possibility, I can play the Beast. I could play Leroy, which actually kills it outright. Yeah, let's just Leroy the damn thing. He used the banana on it as well, so... Absolutely. Leroy the bastard, knock it down. There we go. So that kills that off. I think that's a pretty good one. Using Leroy against 6 cost with a buff on it, I think is worth it. And that leaves us with Banana and Blood Mage Thalnos, which I think we will use both of, actually. I'm going to ignore those 2/1/1s and hope they don't get kingsed. I'm going to buff Blood Mage Thalnos. There we go. Do I want to ignore those 1/1s or start doing some damage? Now, here's the thing. The fallacy with this deck is doing damage early. You don't need to. What you need is board control, because you have 1,000,001 things that can do damage in the end game. All you need to do is get there. So it's a very silly thing to do, to ignore things on the board, especially against a Paladin. Avenging Wrath, alright. Let's see how your RNG is, boy. Not too shabby. That does at least give me a card, so that's okay. Lost my healing totem. What's my turn 8 play? In this case, I'd usually say Ragnaros, but in this case it actually isn't. It's not Ragnaros because of he's got too many weenies on the board for it to be Ragnaros. And we can't do Sylvanas for the same reason. So I think this is going to be Beast Nat Pagel, actually. The only other possibility is risking a totem, but we might not get the one that we want. So, alright. What I'd be looking for here is either a taunt or a healing totem. Actually, that's actually a 50-50. I'll take the 50-50. That's a good bet. Ah, damn. Alright, never mind. It's not a huge loss to not have Nat Pagel out. Okay, so the situation here is that we're probably going to lose Black Knight. In fact, we almost certainly are. So, let's knock off one more creature with it. If we lose it to the 1/1, that's fine. We still have a 9/7 on the board, and we're about to hit turn 9, which means the Alexstrasza combination is there. So we can actually knock him down to, like, 6. Sword of Justice comes out. Okay. What's that? Oh. Well, that was unexpected. Okay. We might have to change plans to Sylvanas here as a result of what he just did. Yeah. We're probably going to have to play Sylvanas now because of that guy. With Alexstrasza, though, I can take him down to 15, and then I can hit him for 9. So that's pretty significant. That would take him down to 6 health. And then I play Rag, and then he dies. Okay, so we actually ignore this, as strange as it sounds. We take this play. We go Alexstrasza, knock him down to 15, smack him down to 6, and then we Rag next turn and hopefully kill him. Yeah, that's the best way. It's either that or I could have gone for a Sylvanas play, but I feel he could have played around that, and that would have made the game last longer, and it would have perhaps removed the possibility of me pulling this big combo off. Because let's be honest, that was 24 damage in one turn with 2 creatures. Illy's out, okay. So this could actually be pretty annoying. My Ragnaros play is probably not going to work now, because he's playing a lot of creatures and he's filling up his side of the board. So that's going to be a bit unpleasant. A lot of buffs coming out as well. That's actually a really nice combination of stuff. Now Ragnaros is actually useless. So, here's the thing. He only has 1 taunt. So, I'm not really sure why. Well, I know why he did it. He's got to get rid of that now, obviously. He's still dead. Because you just gave me one of these. But does that have summoning sickness? Yeah, I think it does have summoning sickness. So, actually, he isn't dead. I think. I might be wrong there. Oh, it doesn't have summoning sickness. Okay, yeah, he's dead. That was a pretty cool combo at the end there, but it didn't really help him. There we go. Yeah, if Finkel Einhorn had summoning sickness, I might have actually been in trouble, but no, not the case. That was neat, actually. I haven't actually seen an Illidan played in a Pally deck like that. It would be pretty cool. That's something I'd like to experiment with. Sword of Justice Illidan is kind of neat. Sword of Justice Hogger's good too. Anything that kind of spawns a relatively weak but not 1/1 minion, I think benefits an awful lot from that Sword of Justice thing. Admittedly, if you're looking for value, 1/1s buff up to 2/2s, so that doubles their ability. 2/2s up to 3/3s, though, are pretty good too. It's really nice. Okay. Well, that went alright. Can't really complain about that. A mage. Well, this is an automatic loss. It's actually kind of true, because this deck does not deal well with mages. It's a lot of control, so any of the early stuff that I play usually just gets knocked flat on its ass. And I'm going first as well, which is even worse. A lot of my big creatures get polyed, and then I probably die by turn 8. But if I don't, I can actually get back into the game. But you've seen plenty of games where I've gotten him down to low health, and then just a Pyroblast comes out and kills me because I lost the early game, which is almost always happens with this deck, so... Oh, great. That's a good start. Mirror image out. Alright. And he's got his coin as well, so that's even worse. I will play my less good thing. There we go. So no one's hitting anyone for a while. That's how it's going to be. Unless I get King Mukla, this is not going to go anywhere. Oh, enraged creatures as well. Yeah, this is actually terrible. So he's got an enraged behind a taunt wall I can't actually do anything to. That's less than great. However, at least I can consider the fact that he will run into my taunt totem for 1 turn. But I can't get rid of his mirror images, so that isn't going to make much of a difference, and I'm going to take a lot of hits. There we go. That's that out of the way. Didn't enrage his Armani Berserker. Well, I guess he doesn't need to. He's playing a lot of really small, low-cost stuff, which is actually a really good idea for him, considering what he's got right now. I'm going to open with Murkai, I think. Next turn, well, on turn 6, Gelbin might be good against this deck, but it's hard to say. Alright, so we will... If he gets buffed up, he's going to kill Murkai regardless, so that doesn't actually matter. So he's not going to... Well, yeah, if he gets buffed up, he'll actually have enough damage too. So, yeah, we'll work on that. That's about the best we can do right now. Just start to work this down. At least there's not a huge amount of damage here until he enrages the Armani Berserker. But I am vulnerable to... Oh, that's a Sea Giant! That was really unexpected. I guess it works, though. That's a very early Sea Giant. He didn't even have to coin for that. He puts so much stuff out on the board. Ugh. That's not good. Okay, well... I can't do a damn thing right now. I could play Harrison Jones. I think I'm going to have to. If I play Harrison Jones, then he kills that immediately. But what, you know, the other choice I have is playing a totem. And that's not going to win anyone any friends. So let's not do that. We'll play Harrison Jones. It's really the only thing we've got right now. And it'll probably die immediately to the Armani Berserker, but at least that's an Armani Berserker that isn't hitting me. Mirror image comes out again. Alright, he is really keeping his board filled. I wonder if he's got another Sea Giant in there. If he does, then that's going to be very unpleasant. It's a nice play, though. He's doing well with that Sea Giant. It's a good choice, I think, for the way that this deck's set up for him. He's got this really strong early game that spams a lot of creatures onto the board, and then he plays his Sea Giant, and... Yeah, for a deck like this, it's going to be difficult. We might have to roll the dice on Gelbin. The only other thing we could do would be trade the Beast for it, but I am pretty confident he's got another way of getting rid of the Beast that doesn't involve him running his 8/8 in there, and he's got enough taunt to last him a lifetime. So, let's see what he decides to do. If he starts to rush me down, then that becomes the problem area, because you knock someone down low enough, and then Pyroblasts finish them off, and there's actually nothing you can do about it. So... That's the problem with dealing with mages. So that's, I think, why a lot of people complain about them. Because with others, with, like, big creatures, you can counter it in some way. You can't counter a Pyroblast unless you have a secret, which you don't as a shaman. So, yeah, there's no real way to counter that big damage coming at you. Oh, he buffs that up to a 9/9. Okay. Yeah, that's bad. Okay, so, yeah, he's just going for the kill, and I don't blame him. He's already got me down to 15. I'm dead next turn, actually. Yeah, I don't think there's actually a damn thing I can do. The only thing I can do is risk Gelbin and hope to get the Poultryizer and hope for it to hit the right target. As ridiculous as that sounds, but there is actually nothing else I can do. He has so much taunt up. I have no direct removal. So we're relying on you, Gelbin. Give us the Poultryizer. Ah. Alright, Gelbin. Oh, it's at the start of your turn, so I lose anyway. GG. Yep, he had pretty much the best opening anyone could have possibly asked for. It happens. He didn't even cast a spell. Well, nothing that did damage at any rate. It happens. Nothing I could do about that. I mean, literally nothing. That's... I go through a long game and I lose and I think, well, was there anything I could have done better? And I usually come to the conclusion, maybe not. Unless I thought of something specifically, and then people will point out, yeah, you could have done this, could have done this. That game was literally impossible to win. There was no way. So, that's just the way of it. That's fine. That's what happens. You just gotta deal with it. Alright. Now, Pagel. Ugh. Probably shouldn't have tossed those 6s. Oh well, never mind. Let's see how this goes. At least we have Nat Pagel, so we can get draw going pretty early on. Faceless Manipulator, not going to really help me too much unless I can pull some... I'd say some decent Legendaries in the next few turns, but there aren't that many decent Legendaries that play for under 5, so Faceless Manipulator at this stage is one of the worst cards you could possibly draw. Unless, of course, he pulls out something crazy. I've used it on a Northshire Cleric before, as I think you've seen, which has put me in a decent spot. Alright, now Pagel comes out. This is pretty good. Well, it is and it isn't, because I have put out something that doesn't do damage, which means that I can't trigger his Northshire Cleric. So the downside is that he can hit it and then heal it if he knows what he's doing there. And it seems a little bit weird, but it actually gets him card draw, so to me it's a totally reasonable play, unless he has a 2-cost creature in his hand, or 3, because he's got his coin. Northshire Cleric's a very good opener. Ooh, that's even worse. Okay. Well, so much for that card draw. I got 1 card out of it, and the silence has been now used, so... Ugh. Totem is the only option I have next turn, unless I get Muckler. Ah, Tinkmaster. Okay, well, this is a situation where I'm actually going to use Tinkmaster, because this guy's useless. Now he isn't. Alright, surprise. Let's see how you do with that, silencing the bloody Nat Pagel. He deserved that. He deserved that for his owl antics. Untrustworthy nonsense. Okay, well, if he's got any sense, he'll use his 2-1 to kill my 2-2 here, but that does still leave him with the problem with the 5-5. Unless he has a Holy Smite, and even then I wouldn't really use it. No, I wouldn't use Holy Smite here. I'd trade the 2-1 for the 2-2. Or that, if you want to go for card draw heal. Or maybe not. Okay. Alright, well, we're going to use the Devil Sword to murder the 1-3 next turn. That's pretty much guaranteed. We do have Leroy Jenkins as well. Uh-oh. No, don't give him those. At least I know... The funny thing is, I know for a fact I just gave him a card that he absolutely cannot use. So, Lepanome comes out. Alright. So, we're going to be... We could kill the 1-3 or the 2-1. It doesn't really matter. He actually might pull Leroy. He might pull Leroy. That could have been what he got. I'm hoping he got a Nixia. Ooh, Muckler. I was gonna Leroy Jenkins here, but obviously, you know, Leroy's suicide, so... Yeah, we're gonna Muckler, I think. And then if he uses bananas to buff up his thing to a 4-1 and kill it, so be it, because that Devil Sword got 2 for 1. I'm okay with that. There goes Muckler. Trying to think... Yeah, there's no other real logic. Because regardless of what I do, this thing is going to die to these 2 creatures if the bananas are used. So I'd rather get rid of the thing that gives him card draw. There we go. That makes sense. It makes the most sense, in my opinion. I think that was the right thing to do. So if he wants to use 2 bananas to kill off 5-4 Devil Sword, it still leaves a 5-5 Muckler on the board. And transitions me quite nicely to the mid-game, which is probably going to end up being Greenskin. Or you could do that. That works too. But that's fine because I can kill him off with my Muckler, and he doesn't have any mana to use his bananas. So that's actually good for me. The other possibility would, again, be Leroy Jenkins, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. I've said before, rushing down an opponent early game with this deck is completely and totally non-viable. So there's no reason to do it, and it actually gets you killed. So save Leroy Jenkins for late game when you actually have some board control and can make use of him. You know, he is a fireball. He is removal. He is your fireball. And right now I don't need a fireball. So what he needs to do is tap out because, well, not so much tap out, but tap over, because he has no plays. He has 0-4. So, yeah, get on with it. So, Greenskin is probably the way to go, because I'd rather say Faceless Manipulator for something that doesn't suck. Alright, Greenskin. There we go. Smack. Okay, leaves him with 10 damage on the board. Not bad. And then next turn, options-wise, if he goes pure panic mode, which he might in this stage, at this stage he may go taunt, which means Black Knight is available, so that's not going to work for him. The other possibility is I could clone one of these creatures on the board, not that I'd really want to. Getting a 5-4 for 5 is pretty bad value. Okay. Still no bananas. Right, well, we need to get rid of this immediately, because if he bananas this thing up, then that's going to be a problem. So, Illidan. Illidan might be the best play here, actually. I don't see anything else that would really work too well. Cloning any of these doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to clone that. It's bad value. So, we Illidan, and then we just remove what he has from the board. As we said before, our priority is board control alone. We don't care about anything else right now. I don't really want to lose my Muckler, but he's going to go 2 for 1 with the highest value thing that guy's got, so I'm actually okay with it. So there we go. So it gets him a card, but hey. And then Captain Greenskin kills off the Novice Engineer. He's got a lot of cards, but I have serious board control. I do, of course, have to look out for that mind control nonsense coming in on turn 10, but unless he can respond to me this turn, things are about to get really ugly for him. I like how things are going right now. I could face... Yeah, I mean, I might end up faceless manipulatoring on Illidan Stormrage next turn, because nothing else I really have is valid unless he play... Ooh, that was an ugly play. Yeah, that's not good at all. So he's just increasing this guy's health and hoping for the best. Well, that's fine. I mean, you use your bananas. I'm going to trade Greenskin for it, because I don't really care. Ooh, even better plays abound. Okay, here we go. Faceless Manipulator. Prepare for madness right now. Double Illidan into Blood Mage Thalnos for 2 more creatures. This got very unpleasant for you all of a sudden. Oh dear. And now, of course, we clear him off the board because we don't care. And he is in serious trouble. And we might be able to kill him before mind control. So this did not work out well for him at all. Good lord. 2 Illadins. Abomination. Very nice play. Very good play here. Because that will do some serious damage, but it's not going to help him too much. Basically, it means that my Flames of Azzinoth will die, but they were going to die anyway, so I'm not overly worried about that. Do we have lethal? Maybe. Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to lose this final Flame of Azzinoth when that thing explodes. We're also going to lose the Blood Mage Thalnos, which is fine because I'll get a card. So the first thing to do here would be to... I could have Black Knighted, couldn't I? It doesn't matter. Like, Black Knight doesn't make a lot of sense here because Death Rattle means he does the damage anyway. So might as well use these 3 creatures. Yeah? Use their damage. Don't waste the Black Knight. Save it till later. Okay, that leaves me with 14 and... I almost have lethal. I could put out Ragnaros and put him in a really awkward spot. So, let's do that. There we go. And that gives me 2 more Flames of Azzinoth. And he then takes a lot of damage, and he goes down to 1 HP. Which is pretty ugly. And right now, he's saying to himself, BS pay-to-win game. I wonder what he stole from my hand. What did he steal? I know he stole something. I wonder if he got my Onyxia, because that would have been comical. He's sitting there, it's like he can't play it. Hang on, does he have a coin? I think a coin. It doesn't matter if he pulls Onyxia anyway. Alright, Holy Nova, it's not going to do anything. So I'm not worried about that. He's pretty much toast, I think. I have Leroy, so he's definitely toast. Coin. Alright, here it comes. A lesser heal. Thank you. Much appreciated, yes. I think he's accepted his fate. So we will finish him in the honorable fashion. There you go. Might as well finish him with Leroy. Make him feel a little bit better about his day. That was crushing. Holy crap. Surprisingly so. We're still trying to climb. We're back up to 3 stars. We're still trying to climb to rank 19. I don't know if that's possible tonight, but we'll try. As long as we don't run into any more of those mage issues. That was good. Surprisingly good. Alright, let's see what you have next for us. Ah, another warrior. Okay. Oh, cool. Got coin. That's nice. Nat Pagel, too. I'm going to hold on to Hogger, and I'm going to toss these 2. I barely ever use Gruul, you probably noticed. By the time... Ooh. By the time Gruul's available to play, it's really a situation where you probably don't want to, because you've got a better card. It's in the long game where you can really get Gruul rolling that works. Like, a llama bot into Gruul is one of the most devastating in the game, in my opinion. It can be dealt with by silence, but that still leaves a 7/7, so... Okay, so we can coin Cho or we can coin Pagel. Coining Cho is kind of rubbish. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't need Cho turn 1. Because what is he gonna cast? What cards is he gonna use? He can't. There's nothing a warrior can really do on turn 2 that's spell-based that would make any sense. So we're gonna coin Pagel instead. Makes more sense. So we've got a really good mid-game here with Cairn and Hogger. This is going to be pretty good. So he's just going to armor up. That's fine. It's to be expected. And then what we do is we play Cho on turn 2. So at turn 3, there's not really too much you can actually play. But those cards are out there. You know, it's 8 HP of stuff that's on the board being annoying. That limits his options a bit. And then we've got nothing on turn 3, so that's going to be a totem. Then turn 4 is going to be Murkai, which will knock over any weak creature, but he really shouldn't have weak creatures by that point, so... things could definitely become problematic. Scarlet Crusade is really good for him in this situation. For obvious reasons, because it knocks down any of these, so we're praying for Taunt. Heal would be okay too. Okay. Taunt would have been better, but heal's okay. So, obviously these guys don't do any damage, so... they're not going to knock down that Divine Shield. Murkai, ugh, Corcoran Elite, okay. Murkai doesn't kill that, that's the worst thing about it. He's actually just rushing me down, and I don't blame him. My fancy little plays are not helping me at all here. Alright, well, Murkai is not really going to help me either. I'm hoping for a taunt, so that's a 1 in 3 chance, considering I already have 1 totem on the board, but even 1 taunt is not going to help me. I have no firepower, so I am in a spot that sucks. I think we have to Murkai and charge it into the Divine Shield, as dumb as it sounds. Because we need to be able to remove the possibility of him knocking over all of these cards for free. So he's probably just going to keep hitting me, but at least that leaves that 3/1 vulnerable. Elite Tauren Chieftain is the next play, which is not great. Ooh, Fiery War Axe, that sucks. So he's going to take out that 2/2, and he's going to leave me with no damage whatsoever if he's got any sense. I was hoping Cho and Nat Pagel would act as bullet magnets, but this guy's just going for me, and I think he knows exactly what's up. We'll see. Maybe he just starts knocking them over. Okay. That was questionable. I wouldn't necessarily have done that. I would have maybe run the 3/1 into the 2/2, but it's okay. I mean, just wait. That was really weird. That was very strange. The reason I say that is he basically inefficiently used his damage. He could have just run the 4/3 into the 0/4. Does he have a better way of getting rid of that? Okay, he had some slam card draw thing going on in his mind. Alright. And then execute. I don't like what he just did there. But it doesn't really matter because he has board control. Ah, Sylvanas. Okay, so we got Harrison Jones, Elite Tauren Chieftain, and Sylvanas. Sylvanas is pretty good here because neither of these guys kills her outright. So it's gonna be a good trade. So we're gonna play Sylvanas. Of course, there is the risk he just ignores Sylvanas, which is probably gonna happen. It's still gonna take a swing of the axe and 5 damage and one of his creatures to kill Sylvanas off. Oh, he's gonna use Reckless... This... No, he's rushing me down. Okay. Yeah, he's just going right for me. Alright, okay. Well, we're gonna use... We're probably gonna use Sylvanas on the 5/2. And then hope for a good creature. But, like, it's actually getting to the point where this is gonna kill me. So, thankfully, I do have Hogger next turn. So, I can protect myself to some degree. Okay, right. Let's go for crazy removal. So... Normally, I'd say I'm going to take out one of the guys that isn't going to kill Sylvanas outright, but in this situation, I need as many creatures on my side as possible. I can't leave extra creatures over there. So I'm going to run Sylvanas at the 5/2 and hope to steal the 4/3. And I am getting the 4/3. And that 4/3 has charge, so I can use it immediately. And I can use it to eliminate his remaining creature. And that gives me board back. Sweet. And a taunt. So even if he pulls out something like Gorehowl or whatever, then that at least gives me something to deal with it. Questing Adventure comes out? Okay. Well, things are back in. For a little while, at any rate. Ah, that's a nice little play there. Ironfur Grizzly comes up, so he's gonna... That's 4/4, so he's gonna charge that right into my taunt. Which is kind of fine. I'm not massively worried about that. It's protecting me pretty well. And the question I think now becomes, do I want to Black Knight that 3/3? I think it comes down to the fact that I need to keep board control pretty desperately. If it was one turn afterwards, I would have Alakia, and then I would be able to deal with this, but I don't have Alakia. I can't risk Elite Tauren Chieftain because it might give him something that would kill me. So I think we may even have to Black Knight that 3/3 taunt, which is, generally speaking, a bad play, but I don't think there's any other way around it. I don't have anything that has charge, so I can't knock that 4/2 out this turn. I don't really want to lose Hogger, but I might have to. Thing is, he's running out of cards. So, as bad as it seems losing Hogger, killing off everything he has on the board is still pretty good. That's why I wish this had taunt. Okay, yeah. I think that's going to be how it goes. So, I lose my Hogger, that sucks, but I do actually have a taunt creature left in my hand in the form of Alakia. So, that's not too bad. So, he now has a significant card disadvantage and no board control. Doesn't mean he can't kill me. He could play... He's gonna buff it, isn't he? It doesn't kill me, but it gets me pretty damn close. This is getting quite desperate. Okay. I'm down to 3. We're not dead yet, though. We're not out of this yet. So, we can trade the 4/5 out. We can use Alakia to knock out the other one and maintain ball control with a taunt. That's the best thing I can do in this situation. And then try and get Ysera out and hope for the best. Alright, that's how it's going to be then. Is there any reason for me not to do that? No, there absolutely is not. Alakia. Alakia comes out and knocks out his remaining. Alright, we're back in play. Let's hope he doesn't pull a Mortal Strike. Or anything that does direct damage. I think that's the only thing he would have that has direct damage. That was unexpected. And a repair bot. Alright, that's actually good for me, potentially, because it can actually repair me. Probably repair him, but... Sweet! Thanks, bro! Brobot, thank you. And I could actually kill his repair bot, but it's actually a better idea that I don't. Okay, so, that we're back in it. I think we play Ysera now. We still have the problem of this guy, obviously. So, that is a bit of a bind. We're not really worried about him healing himself here. I think we play Ysera and do as much damage to him as possible at this point. I can't risk Elite Tauren Chieftain. If I do, and he gets do it from behind, and then he has a way of getting rid of this, I'm dead, because that would do 4 damage plus 6. So I can't risk Tauren Chieftain. It's gotta be... Yeah, it's gotta be Ysera. Geddon is a terrible play right now, so yeah. Ysera. And then we beat on him. Again, I don't want to get rid of this repair bot. Because the repair bot actually has a very big chance of healing me. So, let's not do that. And that gets me a dream card. Okay. Ysera Awakens. That's not good. That is the card that I did not want. Okay. Did that just kill me? No, it didn't. Not quite. Not quite, but it's not good, but it didn't kill me. So he's just gonna knock over Alakia now. Which is to be expected. And repair bots, don't fail me now. Ow! Never mind. Do or die time. I think I'm dead. I can Ysera Awakens, but that would take me down to 1 health. It also wouldn't kill his stuff, so that defeats the point of the exercise. Nozdormu's useless here. Harrison Jones is useless. Leroy Jenkins, again, would possibly kill me, but it is maybe the better play. But it still doesn't deal with the problems that I have on the board. I think I'm done, actually. I don't see a way out of this now. Yeah, I'm pretty toast. I can get rid of his 6/6 if I Leroy, but that then leaves him with 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 damage on the field. And I can't wipe it because Geddon is 7, annoyingly enough, so... Yeah, you can't do Leroy and then get in to clear that out. I could Leroy Ysera Awakens after I've killed off that creature. But that takes me down to 1, and I'm pretty sure I still die anyway. Yeah, because that thing has Divine Shield. So I don't think there's a way out of it. I could risk Gelbin Mechatork, but that isn't going to do anything, is it? Yeah, this is... It's actually possible to stay alive. No, it's not. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm just... Yeah, I am absolutely dead. No, I'm not dead, actually. Yeah, I am. What am I talking about? Of course I'm dead. I don't have a taunt. Oh, I might get one. Never mind. I was trying to think of ways around that where it would completely wipe his board, but there was no way of doing it as far as I could see. Not that would have, because that Ysera Awakens leaves you with 1 health. So that was that, you know. Never mind. That was unfortunate. I could have come back in that, but I took so much early damage it wasn't going to happen. Oh well. That was fun. That was actually fun. I wonder if there was a way out of it. Hey, if you know a way out of that with the cards that I had, consider that a puzzle. If you can figure a way out that I missed, then by all means on that last turn, but I don't think I missed anything. Pretty sure there was no way out of it. Maybe keeping my Hogger alive would have been a better idea. Okay. This Cho early against a Druid is really good. If he pulls Innovates and Wild Growths. That's amazing. So, we're going to toss everything else, keep Cho. Unfortunately, if he plays some silly Innovate nonsense on turn 1, I might as well just leave the game immediately because I can't do anything about that. But if he doesn't and he tries Wild Growths or Innovates later, Cho is a... Ah, cool. Excellent. So, Lorewalker Cho is a really good card to play against the Druid. Because any of that early game shenanigans stuff he can pull out will actually benefit me. Way more than him, I might add, because I got scarier cards. Okay, well, Cho's going to be sticking around for a little while by the looks of it. Play something that doesn't really do any damage. We're going to Totem, of course, because we don't really have a choice. It's a Healing Totem. That's pretty good against what he's got. So if he decides to start beating on Cho, then the Healing Totem's going to be irritating. Let's see what he decides to do. This is going to... It narrows the possibility of his early game plays. So that's good. Alright, so he doesn't really have any early game plays. Good to know. He's going to take the Healing Totem out, which is the right move. Absolutely. Beating on Cho would be silly. And I still have no plays, so never mind. I've got a turn 4, but my turn 4's terrible. Unless I can pull out... it would have been good if I'd been able to pull out a Stoneclaw and if I'd been able to keep it alive, which wouldn't have happened. So, Leroy's pretty bad. So we're probably going to have to wait to turn 5 to actually play anything good. Which is okay, because so far he hasn't really established any board control yet. So that's alright. But it does scare me about what he might have in his hand. At least he hasn't played spells in the first 4 turns, which is something that Druids really like to do. I'm pretty glad that he wasn't able to do that. So I can Leroy here, but I'll just lose him immediately, so, you know, how many times have I said this, guys? I wish it would give me a Stoneclaw, though. It's rather annoying that it's not doing that, but such is the nature of the RNG. So Sylvanas Windrunner will be the play that we pull out here. Oh, 4/4 charge. Alright, so he's going to get rid of Cho. Okay. Cool, so Sylvanas is... And now he's innovating. He's been holding on to that for a while. Now he's wild growthing in... Alright. That's actually good. Like, if he was able to do that earlier, that would have been way worse for me. So, Cho actually did a really good job of holding that off. Okay. Sylvanas is a decent play here. He could run both of his creatures in. And he probably will. But that's still 2 for 1. So, that's not too bad. And, hey, we've said it before. It's not the best scenario for Sylvanas, but... The other scenario is I run Leroy into that, and then try and hold on to Sylvanas till later, but he has a bunch of little creatures that could be affected by it, so... Yeah, Sylvanas. Yeah, so my hope is he goes for the 2 for 1 here. But we'll see. He may... Of course, he now has spells, but if he risks a spell that isn't a silence, then I may steal that 4/4. Okay, give me the 4/4. Give me the 4/4. Yes! Perfect! It's very generous of you. Okay. This is really good, because we can now play Hogger, and that now gives us the opportunity to play Leroy. We gain full board control from this. Sweet! Cool. I'm quite surprised he did that. I mean, it was a bit of a risk one way or the other. If he'd given me the 1-2, then he would have been ahead, but it gave me the 4-4, so that doesn't help him too much. In fact, it puts him in a really horrible spot. Alright. Well, I've got my Leroy to stop this from happening, so that's not a big deal. Wrath comes out. Okay, so he gets rid of one of my creatures. That's fine. It's to be expected. We will... I think it's going to have to be Leroy. Because we can't really keep taking too many hits from him. So, yeah, we're going to Leroy. And then we can play a totem after that, too. Which is okay. I could play Cairn, but I'd rather get rid of this 6-5 because it's terrifying. So, let's eliminate that immediately. And give me a healing totem. Very generous. Thank you. There we go. You might be saying, why are you using a 4-4 and a 1-1? Because it's a druid. Trust me. Get rid of everything they have. It's not worth it for, like, a Mark of Nature to come out and then suddenly make that Whelp a 5-1 or some ridiculous taunt combination. Absolutely not. We're not going to let him do that. Okay, we have phenomenal control on the board right now. This is really good. What's he got as a follow-up to that? Mark of the Wild. Alright. Cool. So that gave it Taunt. That makes it vulnerable if I can pull Black Knight. If I can't, then that's a bit awkward, but... Pint-sized Summoner, not so great. He's got a lot of mana anyway. Now Peggle, that doesn't help me. Okay, well, I could sack Alakia right into that, and I'm probably going to. I could Rag here, but there's two ways that could go badly. One, it ends up targeting the wrong thing. Two, it ends up targeting him instead of this. I want rid of this. The best way to get rid of it is going to be Alakia. I will lose Alakia, but Alakia is terrible anyway, so that's actually not a factor. As we have previously discussed, Alakia is not very good. And I'm not going to play Baron because I still have Hogger out spawning 2/2s, which would make me the dumbest person in the world. There we go. So I could sack my Hogger, but it's like, why wouldn't I? Get rid of Alakia. Who cares? Oh no, I lost Alakia. The world has come to an end. One of the worst legendaries in the game. So that is not a problem. Okay. Board dominance resumes. What else you got? I'm hoping for my Black Knight, because if an 8/8 comes out, like, that could be problematic. But actually it won't be. With Ragnaros, that is really a non-issue. So that should be alright. And I've got 2 taunts up as well, so he can't do anything to me. This is looking good. Cho really screwed with him. Argent Commander will charge itself right into a 2/2. An impressive performance. Good odds for any Greek. I don't think so. Alright. Now he's Mark of Nature in the bastard. Alright. Okay. That's 4/6 now with taunts. That's pretty annoying. But I have Ragnaros, so that doesn't matter so much. And I think it probably will be Rag. Rag's a 50-50 chance of taking that guy out. And if I don't take him out, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to have 2 taunts up anyway. The other possibility is to play Ysera, and I think Rag is the better call here. So we're not going to attack this turn, and go Ragnaros! After the healing totem goes off. Ah! Never mind. It's fine. I've got 2 taunts. It's okay. Even if he pulls out a second Argent Commander, I'm still not taking any actual damage. Alright, Questing Adventurer. Not a good thing to play when you're low on cards. But he doesn't have many choices. So he's played that in the right order. Alright, knock down a taunt. I'll get a new one. Not a big deal. He's also got a lot of cards out, which means that my Ragnaros is a bit weaker. In fact, it's significantly weaker. Buff City, Population U. Yeah, he's definitely still in it, don't get me wrong. This Ragnaros could be a pain in his side, but... Okay. Ken is not bad here. But a chance to get Ysera out is probably something I should be taking, so we're going to do that. Because Ysera Awakens is really good in this kind of spot. I'm not going to sack Hogger. I'm not going to sack anything, actually. Because Ragnaros is probably going to kill one of these creatures. So, if he does that, hopefully he kills one of the stronger ones, then my Taunt Wall should stay up pretty well. Cool. And that's fine, because that buff that he just used there, that was utterly useless. And now it spawns a 2/1. It's not great, because he's going to get through my Taunt Wall and maybe do some damage, but not a huge amount. So I'm not too worried. I have Ysera and Rag on the field. I mean, what could he really do? I have Dream, too. Can't think of anything I can do with Dream right now. I don't have... If I had Alexstrasza, maybe, but... Not much I can really do with Alexstrasza in this situation. Alexstrasza is actually useless here, because I can't heal myself, and I can't really do him damage because he's around there. Oh, maybe I can. This guy's getting a bit scary, though. We need to get rid of that questing adventurer pretty quickly. Don't want to let him stick around. In fact, I might actually just Dream him, because then it will make him cry. Ooh, Damaged City, okay. That's going to buff everything up to 8-8. We might actually end up losing Legendaries here, but he has no cards in his hand, so I don't really see that being all that important. Let's see what he can get rid of. Yep, kill off my Hogger. Good choice. Then kill my Rag. No, no, you know you are crazy. What is wrong with you? Yes. That was a really big mistake. He should have killed Ragnaros immediately. And now I'm going to punish him for it. Dream. Goodbye. No questing adventurer for you, I'm afraid. Alright. Cool. Well, I could play anything. Quite literally. Anything. Let's make this game go a little bit faster with Nosdormu. There we go. Yeah, this sucks for him. As you can see, the card kind of bugged out there, as has been known to happen. Laughing Sister. Nasty. Time waits for no one. Get on with it. This is not good for you. He's dead, I think. Questing Adventurer. The Shield Bearer will save his life. I think I'm alright somehow. I'm not too worried about that. In fact, we might just Black Knight that guy just to be an absolute dick about it. We could. We could. We could. It's too tempting! I can't stop myself! Deathwing! All of the stuff is gone! Why did I do that? I'm the dumbest. Because it's fun, it gives him a fighting chance. We're still 12-12. Oh no, he spell broke Deathwing. That doesn't do anything. Okay. Excellent. And Elixir! Well, this is awkward. Never mind. Yes, I don't see him coming back from this. That seems very unlikely. What amazing... Even an Ironbark isn't going to help him here. Swipe. He killed all my whelps! What a bastard! Look at him! What a bastard! Even the odds! I'm not sure if this is actually cruel and unusual punishment now, but... I thought it'd help him. Ah! An empty mana crystal! Wonderful for him. That will not help him too much. I think that gives him excess mana, so I think he plays that. Yeah, he draws a card. Now is the time for your comeback, sir. Come on, what you got? I'm gonna say probably not much. Was that BM? I don't know. I don't know if that was BM or just having a bit of fun. I'm sure you guys will tell me. Usually have no qualms of doing such a thing. This might be my rank 19. I don't know if it will be, but... I'm up to 3 stars now, so... should happen. He's considering. Maybe he's just running out the clock because I was a dickhead. I don't blame him for that. I deserve that. Greetings, friend. Time waits for no one. What you got? Nothing. He's just gone AFK, hasn't he? He's gonna torment me for the longest possible time. I'm sorry, Microwave! Oh god, the Iron Fur Grizzly. The strongest of minions. An honorable death. An honorable death. GG. Oh, that doesn't actually get me back up to rank 19. I keep forgetting I lost that star. Oh well. We gained some stars and we lost some stars, such is the way of things. We'll see if we can get to rank 19 next time. My name has been TotalBiscuit. You have been watching an excessively long Hearthstone video. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.